the Earth start orbiting the Sun with the closest distance.
That the calendar is based on the Earth's orbit and the orbit of the Moon, as in section 936, and more clearly in Scripture, which means
they ask you about Hillel, and say, it is the determination of time for human beings in Hajj, and there is no good that you go to the houses, calendar, from behind, but it was good who is realize. Go to the houses from the doors. Realize to a low age, hope you win.
Hillel is the new moon or crescent moon, the time determined by Allah 12 times in 1 year, stated in October 5 and 9/36. That is what should be the basis of the calendar. During the 12 months that have 4 months where prohibited time shall apply to Hajj who undertakes. Let the people start a new month at the time Hillel moon began in the western horizon at dusk, in effect on the calendar Qamariah, but people who using the Gregorian calendar disregard Hillel moon, even they often start new moon in full moon. This is stated by Allah, come home from behind no door, and in Ayah 937 expressed as an increase in disbelief. If the season calendar is not based on the Earth's orbit around the Sun, nor on the Moon's orbit around the Earth, made only for the benefit of the agricultural population of the Northern Hemisphere in the interim, and are always harmful for Southerners, then the lunar orbit Qamariah based on the two celestial bodies were illogical and fair, even beneficial to everyone. The season calendar, which is now called the solar year, is not based on Earth's orbit around the Sun, as Julius Caesar and Pope Georgius VIII himself still thinks the stars around the Earth, and they do not know the actual state of the Earth. But strangely, the human society is still using the season calendar, even they think that the Earth's orbit around the Sun is the basis and match with this calendar. Allah forbid anyone to use calendar based on the change of seasons, because it is not permanent, even always petered time, benefit the population of the Northern Hemisphere for a while but detrimental to the population in the South for good, especially in the polar regions where a year consists of 1 day and 1 night. This calendar eliminates the value of 4 forbidden months at the beginning of 15th century Hijri, almost ignored by the Muslim people themselves because they still do pray on the Earth's land in those months. And most impressed with is that the seasons calendar has been multiplying day off in between Islamic societies, plus the obligatory fasting during Ramadan. It is said that the seasons calendar as the reduction of subtracting the number of days a year from 355 to 365 on 15th century Hijri, and otherwise increase in disbelief, because this calendar causes the important dates in Islam is so uncertain, there is no certainty. This calendar was also the cause of people have a weekly holiday with Friday, and Sunday is the day for another holiday time where Islamic law is difficult to apply. Finally, users of the calendar season that clearly justifies the forbidden by Allah. One time the Earth's orbit around the Sun rather than 360 degrees but 345 degrees of its path during the 354 days 8 hours 48 minutes and 36 seconds. In 1 month of Qamariah, the Earth moves a distance 28 degrees 45 or in a single day as far as 0 degrees 58 minutes 28, 4 inch. It should be noted that the Moon orbits around the Earth as far as 331 degrees 15 minutes, during the 29 days 12 hours 44.04 minutes. It moved in 1 day as far as 11 degrees 12 minutes. So around 360 to 331 degrees 15 foot equals 28 degrees 45 minutes when multiplied by 12 months of Qamariah. Then 1 year of Islamic calendar is 354 days 8 hours 48 minutes and 36 seconds or 345 degrees of the Earth around the Sun. For 360 degrees around the Sun, the Earth takes 370 days long. In the meantime, 1 year season in the 20th century AD, the Earth traveled as far as 355 degrees 12 minutes for 365 days 6 hours. This can be evidenced by the delay of the stars in the sky at the same time every year as far as 4 degrees 48 minutes. So according to season, year, or solar year, then the Earth moves around the Sun as far as 355 degrees 12 minutes is 4 degrees 48 minutes before reaching the point full circle. Then the 360 to 355 degrees 12 foot equals 4 degrees 48 minutes multiplied by 75 years. The season is 360 degrees, then the Earth is in first position at the beginning of year. When was the stars in the sky may be returned at a certain position at the same time with 75 years ago, because the Earth itself is not located at the perihelion point of its orbit begins. However, when calculated by year of Hydri, or the lunar year, the Earth began its orbit from perihelion on 1 Muharram, and moves 345 degrees around the Sun is 15 degrees before reaching the point of a full 360 circle. After 24 years later, Earth was restarted at the position, which is 360 to 345 degrees equal to 15 degrees x 24 years equals 360 degrees. It was every star in the sky to be back at a certain position along with its position at any given time 24 years ago, and Earth is also being returned to the perihelion point of its orbit begins.